Hey, what is up everyone? Today I'm going to share with you the top 12 fruits and vegetables that you should buy organic and not conventional. Why? Because they top the list of fruits and veggies that are covered with pesticides even after they're washed. Hi, I'm Risa Morimoto, your host, and you're watching Modern Aging, where we chat about innovative and holistic ways to care for one another as we age. You click on that little red button below that says subscribe on it with the little bell next to it, and you'll be sure to be notified whenever a new episode is uploaded. You can also sign up onto our email list and get the news of our upcoming programs at thisismodernaging.com. The Environmental Working Group releases its Dirty Dozen list every year. It's a list of fruits and vegetables that rank highest in the amount of pesticides, even after you wash it. Some may be more surprising than others to you, so let's get to it. And number 12, potatoes. While potatoes may not be the most nutritional vegetable, many of us can admit to consuming them in some form every week, whether it's chips, french fries, baked, roasted, or boiled. Leaving the skin on is better than not, and that's when you buy organic. The study found that conventionally grown potatoes has more traces of pesticides by weight than any other crop. Chlorpyrifos, a pesticide that's linked to damaging the central nervous system, was the most prevalent chemical found. Number 11, celery. Celery juice has been all the rage in recent years because of its high antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. It's also a great source of folate, potassium, manganese, and fiber. But if you eat a lot of non-organic celery, you're also likely eating up to 13 different pesticides. 95% of all the samples tested positive to multiple pesticides, so stick with organic celery and juice away. Number 10, tomatoes. If you eat salads like I do, tomatoes are a daily staple. Rich in vitamin C, potassium, folate, vitamin K, it's also a major dietary source of lycopene, an antioxidant that's linked to helping reduce heart disease and cancer. But non-organic tomatoes also had on average more than 4 pesticides, one sample even having 15. Because tomatoes have thin skin, this also means the pesticides can penetrate through, thus even washing the skin cannot eradicate the chemicals. Number 9, pears. Pears are stuffed with vitamins and minerals, as well as boasting benefits like being anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, and lowering the risk of diabetes. Unfortunately, the conventionally grown pears found in the sample had evidence of 5 or more pesticides, thus making the list. It also had a higher concentrations of insecticides and fungicides, more than doubling the residues since 2010. Ew. Stick with organic and get the nutritional benefits. Number 8, cherries. Cherries are packed with nutrients and is rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, and it's good for your heart. That's the good news. The bad news? On average, 5 pesticides were found on conventionally grown cherries. It includes a chemical that's outlawed in Europe. That's because it's linked to causing cancer. So stay clear of non-organic cherries. This includes jams, frozen, and other cherry products. Number 7, peaches. Traces of pesticides were found on 99% of peaches that were sampled, thus making the Dirty Dozen list. One of the chemicals found was chlorpyrifos. I can't even pronounce it, which is found in bell peppers. It apparently can affect brain development in children, so let's just go with organic versions if you're a peach lover. Keep this in mind for canned and frozen peaches as well. Number 6, grapes. Green or purple, grapes have immense nutritional value. They're loaded with antioxidants, vitamin C, manganese. Grapes have been known to help our cardiovascular system as well as being anti-inflammatory. But conventionally grown grapes have a troubling number of pesticide residue, so get the nutrition from eating organic grapes. Number 5, apples. I have been eating apples all my life. You probably have too. And then I found out that numerous pesticides are on them. One chemical has caused a lot of debate between US and Europe. Europe has banned the import of apples and pears treated with this chemical. It's used to prevent the skins of the apple from developing brown and black patches when they're refrigerated, but the US still uses them with conventionally grown apples, saying that it's harmless. I don't know about you. You can read all about the debate online, or just be safe and go with organic apples. That includes apple sauce and apple juice and other apple products. Number 4, nectarines. I love nectarines. It's an antioxidant and it helps with your digestion, your heart, and immune system. But unfortunately, 90% of the sample of conventionally grown nectarines tested positive for 2 or more pesticides, including a chemical called chlorpyrifos, which can potentially harm the brain. So I'm going to just stick to nectarines. I can't even pronounce the chemical. Don't forget, this also includes nectarine, frozen nectarines, and jams as well. Number 3, kale. This is actually the first time kale's made the list in a decade. Kale has gotten a lot of attention as a healthy food rich in antioxidants and vitamins, but with its growth in popularity, so have the level of pesticides. In more than half of the samples tested, traces of dactyl was found. Dactyl is considered to be a possible human carcinogen that has been linked to increased liver and thyroid tumors. Bagged or fresh, consider buying organic kale to avoid this chemical. Number 2, spinach. It's a great source of vitamin A, C, E, folate, as well as potassium. Federal data shows that conventionally grown spinach has more pesticide deposits by weight than all the produce that was tested. A neurotoxic bug killer that was banned in Europe was found on 75% of the samples. That's gross. They discovered that 76% of the samples had traces of permethrin, which is an insecticide that affects the nervous system and can cause tremors and seizures. Are you kidding me? They found that pesticide residue in canned and frozen conventionally grown spinach, so you're not safe there either. So enough said. Even when you buy organic, make sure to wash your leafy greens thoroughly. And who has the number 1 spot? For the 4th year in a row, strawberries. Why? Because strawberries have been found to have dozens of pesticides, including chemicals that are linked to cancer, reproductive illnesses, neurological issues, hormone disruption. And this is after they've been picked, rinsed in the field, and washed before eating. What's more is that oftentimes large amounts of poisonous gases are sprayed on the berries to kill every pest and weed, which of course affects the soil and the air. So I don't really need more reasons to buy organic when it comes to strawberries, and all berries for that matter. So that's the list. I hope I didn't depress you too much. Money is often the reason why people buy conventional over organic. So how can you shop for organic when you're on a budget? Well, here are a few tips. You can start by buying organic items that you and your family eat the most often. So maybe that's apples, tomatoes, or potatoes. Shop for organic frozen produce instead. You can often find a cheaper price point when it's frozen and it still is nutritious, plus it holds longer. You can consider buying in bulk, like at Costco, Cheap Sands, or some other big box store, where they offer organic produce for a cheaper price. You just want to make sure that you don't buy more than you consume. You don't want to waste the food either. Private label goods are also a great way to shop. All the big brand store supermarkets now have their own organic offerings. You know, Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, Stop and Shop, Wegmans. They often pass along the savings to you, the customer, so that's awesome. And lastly, coupons. It's the old school way of saving money on grocery shopping. Buy the organic products that are on sale that week. So if you don't eat most of the foods on this list, it's actually not a reason to celebrate and use it as an excuse to continue to not eat those fruits and veggies. You still need to eat a lot of fresh whole fruits and vegetables for optimum health, and the reality is that most of us are not even getting the minimal intake that we need. The fruits and veggies listed here are packed full of many of the nutrients we need to stay healthy. If you thought this video was helpful, give it a like, share it with your friends and family. I would love to hear what you think, so please write it in the comments below. If you haven't done so already, you can subscribe by clicking on that little red button below with that little bell next to it, so you'll be sure to be notified whenever a new episode is uploaded. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Modern Aging.